Morning, everyone. It's 2 minutes after 9. We're a little late this morning, trying to gather up enough information here. So, this is your pre opening comment video number 1936. And for those of you who think that a weak president is some sort of abstraction, think about this. We have a senile, weak president. We have a really piece of crap Congress and Senate filled with inside trading, an entire list of which was posted on Twitter this morning. And guess what they were buying at the end of last week? War stocks and oil stocks. So I'm not so sure that that there was a breakdown in our intelligence. But this is the kind of stuff that happens. This is how others perceive us as weak and go to test us. And if you think that I'm wrong about that, I'll give you another one. Take a look at what's been going on in Israel for the last couple of weeks about the split in their government. And if you don't think that others in their area of the world were coming down on them to test their resolve, never a good thing to do with Israel, by the way. That you're wrong. We see this all the time. We see it at changes of administrations, and we see at every chance that they get, if they perceive weakness, to come after us and our allies. Okay, so enough said there. Everybody knows what the news is. Disgraceful attack, kidnappings, um, outright murder and rape. I mean, you know, this is how they do things with Hamas. So, starting last night at the open, we were down sharply in the futures. Remember, there's no bond market today. Um, at 7 o'clock, when I came in, we were down about 160 in the Dow, 110 in the Nasdaq, and 26 or so in the S&P. Right now, we are down. Let's just take a quick look here. Last I saw was down 210. So 160 to 210. NASDAQ 110 to 130. And the S&P is now rallying a little. It's down only 24. So we are getting a little bit of a bounce here. What's interesting about this chart on the screen, which is oil, is how coincident Friday's low was and the rally that ensued. And we bounced right off this green line, which is the 200-week MA. And of course, we're higher by 16 again today. So a little bit of improvement there. As far as the rest of the futures markets, we have the grains up a little more. Crude, which was up about almost $4.50, is currently up 3.25. Heating oil up 6 cents, gasoline up 6 cents, nat gas up a couple of pennies after last week's 14% move. Gold up 16, silver up only 670, but on Friday, the silver was substantially higher, I believe by about 70 cents, and that was a big outperform versus the other metals. And we have the copper up about 2 cents. Going down the page, we have the bonds strongly higher in the futures market. This actually has already made a new higher high versus Friday's high on that bounce. Let me just pull up a daily here so you can get a little better look. So we were down hard. In fact, we bought a level two trade in the TLT calls. Uh, and we rallied all the way up. I mean, the rest of this line to the upside was not here on Friday when we bought them. And so we rallied up hard and then came back in at the towards the close. And then this morning we've actually had a high of 111.18 versus 111.14 in the on Friday's high, and then on Thursdays before the break, 111 and 29.30 seconds. So if we can get back above that, let's just call it 112. If we can get back above 112, I believe we could have a rally to about 114. And let's just take another look and see what else is going on. I can't believe that these assholes in Congress are so blatant, so right in your face, and there's nothing we can do about it, and nobody seems to care. Okay, so we have CPI this week, and we have the beginning of my least favorite time, earnings season. A serious misnomer since it comes four times a year and stretches a month at a time. Tesla down about $4. Volume, Chinese volume fell about 10%. Walgreens down. Employee walkout for next week. Zscaler is 165 and change up $1.57. Overweight from equal weight upgrade. Lockheed Martin up almost 5%. RTX, which is Raytheon, also up 4.4%. Uh, and Squib is buying Murata, MRTX, for 4.8 billion and up to 5.8 billion using that contingent value right that we've discussed a couple of times, a way of making these deals look even better if they hit benchmarks that are previously agreed upon. The other thing I want to mention, went ahead and added to our Teva position last week, and I would say, I just could not figure out why um, we were down from the minute that I bought it. It was up in the neighborhood of 1017, and the next day it was 919. And then we started to rally on Thursday and Friday. And of course, uh, they sold it off hard on Friday. So somebody knew something there, because it's certainly not the only Israeli company that has this problem. We have, let's see, we have Teva, we have uh, Torah, uh, TORA. Um, we have a, one second, let me just get the list for you so that I'm not speaking of what I don't know. Is news. Okay. Yeah, there's a list of five or six companies here. Most of them you don't really notice, but Teva is down again after rallying back to almost 9.5. It's 8.97, and that's down 44 cents, or just under 4.5%. And TLT that we bought on Friday, a bit higher, 85.50 is the last. That's up about 70 cents, or just about 1%, which is a fairly substantial move. On this one versus the bonds, we would have to see a move through about 85.68 to 85.80 in that range, and that would help our position out. The options that we bought at 91 to 95 cents are closed at 97 cents. And, on the basis of the fact that they're moving 50 cents in the money this morning, I would expect to see a gain there. All right, folks, I'll be back later on.